I come from a small town in Arkansas. Come from no money.
Yeah.
Everybody's dead. And it's like...
Your story is tragic, dude. I mean, I got to know Bobby Bones one day on set that one day, and I was like, oh, I like this guy. There's something about this guy, and then I found out he wrote a self-help book, a couple. He wrote one book. What are both of your books?
The first one's called Bare Bones.
Bare Bones, and then the second one is
Fail Until You Don't.
Fail Until You Don't. That's the one that I read half of, and
she quit reading it. She was like, Bobby, I'm gonna tell you, I loved your book. Well, I stopped reading it like page 93, but it was great.
Here is why I stopped reading his book, and this is the marker of a great self-help book. Is I was inspired by it. I started reading it and I go, I gotta live my life differently. And I never finish self-help books, the good ones, because I'm like, I gotta go start doing this. I'm wasting my time. I get the point. I gotta start doing. I gotta fail until I don't. Just like Bobby Bones. And so I loved your half of your book that I read.
It was really my better half of the two. So I'm
really?
glad you didn't get
It's You Up with Nikki Glaser. I'm so excited about the show today. Carlisle Forrester is already in here.
Squirt.
Squirt, Queen of Squirt Nation. And first time on the show.
I'm not saying squirt.
You don't have to do it. You already did. You
I'm
just did.
Go ahead.
Isolate that because he said it. America's favorite radio host, Dancing with the Stars, season 27 champion, and my friend Bobby Bones is here today.
I was watching you do that live commercial. Pretty good. It's annoying how good you are at radio.
What?
Because I've been doing this since I was 17.
Yeah.
So 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I do my thing and I build my show, and then you walk in and just go, here I am, I'm good. It's a little bit annoying.
I know. When we first met, I was like, isn't radio great? You just like walk in and do it and there's no prep. And he's like, I wake up hours before the show and plan everything. And you can tell because if you listen to the Bobby Bones Show, which is streaming on iHeartRadio and across, it's in like 1,600 markets. What is it?
This is the Bobby Bones Show.
It's my favorite. No, I can do it. This is the Bobby Bones Show.
I can
Come
always
on, Bobby.
tell. Okay, easy. I can always tell when you're listening because you end up making fun of country artists without mentioning you were listening to my show. Because I'll look on your Insta story and I'll see her just going in on somebody in country music, and I'm like, there's no way she would have been exposed to that had she not been.
How dare you?
Look, I exposed her to country music.
No. He's absolutely right. And do you think that I don't know that you know that? That is my way of being like, Bobby, I'm listening.
Oh.
Because that, and by the way, I don't make fun of There's like one song I made fun of, Thomas Rhett's Look What God Gave Her.
And then you ended
that
up loving it.
I love it now.
So good.
I love it. And then there's another song. Your show turns me on to so much good country music. Your show is so good, by the way. I really wish I didn't like it so much. It makes me mad. There's so many reasons that I have to like dislike you and really root against you. You won Dancing with the Stars when you should have lost. You're one of the worst dancers the show has ever seen,
I'm
and yet you hold the trophy, and it's infuriating to me.
Yes. Amazing.
But no one ever has said that, and no one will ever say that. I think that we could Google for hours and hours, and not one thing will say you're a good dancer.
I'm not trying to say I'm a good dancer. I am America's favorite dancer.
Okay, that I will give you.
Because I work on American Idol, and I tell the kids all the time,
you're on American Idol too,
and I say,
mentor.
Hey, you don't have to be the best singer. The best singer doesn't win, but the favorite singer wins. But that's America. That's where we're living. The best person does. I bet you know comedians that are not as good as other comedians that are massive.
Yes.
But it's not because they're the best. It's because they're the favorite.
Hard. And they're the yes. I get what you're saying, but
we're not in a world of the best person always winning.
Yeah, I get that.
People responded to your mania. I get it. They loved it. they couldn't get enough.
It was weird because I went back last night to the premiere. And I was 90% excited and 10% like what's going to happen because I've never been a villain before.
You at 90% excited? Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely good. And so I go back and I love like the crew and the makeup staff and like those are my people, the normal folks on the show.
Yeah.
And so that was my favorite part is like I'd walk in the makeup to be like, Bobby! Like that's where I really felt the love. And so, but I go in and I'm kind of a villain on that show.
Right.
Because all of the hardcore Dancing with the Stars fans hate my guts.
Right.
It was nonstop trolling on me last night.
Yeah.
And for once, I liked it. I was into it.
Are you sure? Are you just saying that
And
because
now,
you have no choice?
No, because you do have a choice.
Well, no, you have to accept it.
You have a choice to be affected by it or not.
Yeah, that's true. But
I replied to one.
Okay.
Because I thought it was funny. Someone said, "Hey, if they show Bobby, I'm gonna quit," and I just quote retweeted it and said, "Hey, sorry I didn't see this tweet for a while. The mirror ball was in my way." And so that's all I said.
Yep, good.
That was it.
Yeah, I know. They're so mad at you.
I made the show better this year.
Yeah, the show has what improvements
the
have they
one
made?
episode.
Yeah, well, the guests they got because
yeah.
they used my not being the best dancer as a way to go, look, if he can do it,
He
you
can do it.
Yeah.
Sean Spicer can do it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Is like if you would have been on a previous season and I would have been like, oh my God, that guy won, I could win. I mean, that's true. Because Bobby and I met on the first day of the press, when we were doing all the press for Dancing with the Stars and taking our like cast photo, and he sat down in the chair next to me. I didn't know who he was or if he was a dancer or not, and or one of the stars because I just didn't know anyone on the show, and then we both agreed we were terrible dancers and had no dance background.
But I also never wavered from I was going to win that show.
Yeah, and that's why
from
I was
the
like,
beginning. I was like, I'm going to win.
What is wrong with this person?
Yeah.
Why is he not basing any of this in reality?
It was in reality, though. All of it was in reality.
The show has been on for 26 seasons.
It doesn't matter.
And it's unprecedented that someone who's a bad dancer had won.
It's not about being a bad dancer. And it's not about dancing. It's about how we go about our lives. And if I didn't think I could win, if you don't make big goals for yourself, nobody else will. So I was like, I'm going to go in, crush this, and that's just it. There's no plan B.
Well, you proved me wrong. You used to say you were going to win, and I'd laugh in your face.
Insulted me.
I would say this is ridiculous. There's no way. And then there was one night where you were like, I really think I'm going to win. And I was like, he's going to win. And then that's when I shifted and I started telling everyone, Bobby Bones is going to win, and people thought I was crazy. So you made me sound crazy for a bit, and then it was pretty clear you were going to win like halfway through. I was like, yeah, this guy is going to do it because you've done that in life. I mean, from what you came from, you've won the mirror ball of life.
Yeah, but people don't hate me from coming from a trailer park and making it. They hate me for having a mirror ball.
I know. What's the difference?
I don't know.
Yeah,
no.
People really do hate you for winning that mirror ball.
Yeah, but that's okay. Again, like I said, it's kind of refreshing to not be, middle America sweetheart for once. 'Cause that's kind of what
I know. What does it feel like? You want to be liked so bad. I know.
I
only say that because I want to, and I think we're cut from the same.
I think the key to being liked is you just do you, and you try. You get affected by it. People talk about it, you get affected. If people that say they don't are lying.
Yeah.
People that are like, that doesn't bother me. I've never met anyone where that's really true.
Yeah.
It's a nice shield to put up occasionally.
Right.
But for me, it's just, I keep myself so busy that I don't have time to look at all the hate sometimes.
Agreed.
And then I just go and do my thing.
What I love about you, what I have loved about you, and then there are certain things I hate about you, and we'll get to those too, but like.
Sure we will.
The things that I initially was very drawn to about you was just this honesty that I don't really see outside of stand-up comedy. Like and that's why I enjoy your radio show so much, despite not really liking you at times and still being drawn to listen to it, because it's a great show. The Bobby Bones Show is a great show. If you don't like country music, I still think that you should get involved with that show because the team you have there, I love Amy, I love Lunchbox, I love the whole show that you put on there. Every morning, it's so much fun. You do like you even play like dance music sometimes and like have a dance party.
It's the whole thing.
I can't believe I bought into the Bobby Bones
There's
Show.
nothing to buy in. You're just part of.
But Bobby, our history would not make me want to enjoy anything that you do ever. Is what I'm saying. There's no reason for me to want to consume anything you make. I kind of wish that I didn't even know. Like, when you get done with someone, friendship-wise or whatever, you kind of just want to be like, forget they exist.
Right.
But then.
I never want to do that.
Then you go.
Never.
You hear it now. This is the Bobby Bones. And sometimes when you're getting ready in the morning to go to radio, you want to be inspired by great radio. And I would listen to Bobby's show. And that's where I learned all these great country hits. I mean, I'm in. I love country now.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, which is why I listen to Stern. Oh, he's my hero.
Yeah.
I mean, Howard Stern is my hero.
Did you listen this morning?
I couldn't. I went from my show.
Well,
you
he said I was the best on the roast. Gave me a shout out.
Yep.
I knew that would mean something to you because
it does mean something to me. He floated my name out probably 2 or 3 months ago, And Nikki sent me a message, and she was like, "That's got to be the coolest thing." I was like, "It is."
Oh yeah.
Like Howard Stern is always to me when I was 17 years old, going, "Man, should I even do radio?" He was the guy that was kind of anti-radio, but still on radio. And I thought, well, I don't have a good voice. Neither does he. So he's always been a hero too. So it's pretty cool.
But the thing is, you wouldn't expect you to like Stern because you're squeaky clean. You are.
I don't think Squeaky.
America's
I don't think
sweetheart.
Squeaky's fair. I'm not Mr. Rogers.
You aren't though. That's the thing. You appear to be. You're fan like. There's something about you that even though you don't offend anyone and you never piss off anyone,
Well, that's
you're
not true
brutally
either.
honest.
That's not true.
Well, I mean, you don't.
I think honesty overcomes a lot of aggression. I think honesty overcomes a lot of if I'm saying something that someone doesn't agree with, they at least he's honest.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with you.
Yeah.
People can disagree with you, but they go, well, at least I respect the fact that she says what she feels.
Right.
So I do think most of the time, honesty overcomes almost anything else.
When did you stop lying? Was there ever a point in your life that you lied? Because I had to make a decision of like, I'm not going to lie anymore. It's worthless.
Yeah.
Try not to.
To me, it was never about that. It was, I can't remember my lies. I'm not too good to lie, but I'm doing, my radio show and the TV shows and writing books and podcasts. And I'm like, I can't remember when I lied.
Right.
Yes.
So I just don't want to get caught in one. So it's just easier. Like the fundamental part of just going A to B was easier. If I go, I just can't lie. Business decision, can't lie. I've committed to being honest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been and also I'm nuts. So it's a good.
Well, how are you nuts? Describe that.
Well, I'm back in therapy. And I was in therapy. I've been in therapy my whole life. But
Yeah.
I was going to a straight ahead therapist for a long time. And so finally I decided to go to a relationship therapist that usually only deals with couples.
Wow.
And so I walk in and sit in a chair, and there's no one in that chair looking at me. It's the two chairs that are.
Yeah.
And so I'm just staring at nothing. Like she's
Yeah.
over there. And I say, have you ever had one single person in your? She's like, no, but I'll try it if you will. And so that's been going pretty good. And
What do you guys talk about if there's not another person? What are you getting into in this?
Well,
these
I've only
sessions?
been 3 times, and anyone
Okay.
that's been to therapy knows the first 3, 4, 5 times.
just
It's just
catching
the
them up.
intro,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
getting
Just
to know
read
you.
my
I'm
book,
like
bitch. I'll come in here and we'll get started. I mean,
that
if
would be nice.
If she read your book, she would know everything.
That would be nice.
Your book was like kind of like an intro therapy session.
If she read Bare Bones, that was. I go in and I have to go. I grew up. My mom was a drug addict who died in her 40s. My dad left when I was 5. I had to raise myself. I didn't trust anyone. And then she goes, boo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, there's a problem. Let's
Yep.
start working on it.
Yep. And so, what are you working on?
V-
Intimacy.
Vulnerability. Is
And
Yeah.
what happens to you in relationships?
I go, bye-bye. I gotta go.
Wait, why?
People get close. Bye-bye, gotta go.
Because in the past, everyone that you have been
Okay,
close to
here's
has
I
abandoned
make
you.
jokes when that's
either through
essentially
death
it.
or actually moved away. Your dad moved away.
No, he lived far. He was a villain my whole life, and then I
Yeah.
finally decided I need to go meet him because I wrote a second book, and I couldn't tell people in my second book how to go and really look at the things that scare them. You don't have to fix it, but you have to look at it first. You can't just things take time and investment. And I thought, well, how can I tell people and write a whole book about how to actually get over the things that bother you without doing it myself?
Yeah.
And so I went and met him, and it was the first. I was 36 years old, and we met,
Wow.
and it was the first time in my life that I had a conversation with a parent ever.
God.
Wow.
Because your mom was just.
Yeah, we never had conversations.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you sat down with your dad, and.
Which I don't even call him that, which is weird to hear.
Right.
Yeah, we sat down, and he was so nervous that in any sort of situation where you have to find your roles, somebody tends to go to the savior role if someone else is freaking out. Even if you're usually not that person, if we were somewhere and there was a car crash and you were freaking out, I would go, oh, well, she's freaking out first. You kind of won the race to freak out, so now I got to be that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he was freaking out, and so I had to be that person. And so I just kind of led him through the conversations and didn't talk about anything deep. Talked about horses and, him being in jail. And just, I didn't go, why'd you leave? And so it was good. Then we left, and we've talked a couple times.
Like
but
texted.
I think twice
Mm-hmm.
in 2 years.
Wow.
But for me, it was, I saw myself just making a couple bad decisions and being that same person.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was a lot of, we're so much alike. And I think just in general, with how divided we are as a country, we're still 99.9% alike.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that with him, like we're so alike, and you've been my enemy for so long in my mind. And I do that too of people that I don't agree with, socially, politically. It's like, man, we are really so much alike.
Is that
It's
how
just-
you get rid of the resentment?
It's just, I don't think you ever really get rid of it. I think you just manage and you know how it's going to feel. So when it does hit you, you have the tools to go, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah.
I can look at it and I can make decisions in spite of how it's making me feel.
What do you do when it creeps up the thought, like, that maybe you're angry at your dad or you resent the way you're raised? Like, how do you combat resenting a parent?
I think I had to be trained by therapy and by myself.
You work
just-
until you
Part of it, yes.
you work
You
to the
acknowledge
bone
that
so
it's
that you
okay to
never-
feel that way. You have to know that it's okay to feel angry.
Mm-hmm.
But also, don't you acknowledge that you work so much because you're trying not to feel your feelings? I mean, I'm projecting
Yes.
right now.
No.
We're very similar.
It's fine. You can say that.
But yeah, isn't it?
I think for me, it's I work and then I go, you know what? I'm not going to work anymore because I don't have a girlfriend. Mr. Bobby Bones on Instagram. Hit me up. And so,
Ugh.
what's I just say that because
hate you
it's
so
a
much.
funny spot to do it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I would stop working and I would get lonely
Yeah.
because I haven't built any sort of.
Yeah, you have no friends.
No,
that
I
don't-
do have friends,
no,
but
you
they're
don't. They all work for
They
you.
all work for
I,
you.
That's
one
true.
day
No,
I was
no.
having
Hold
lunch
on.
with Bobby and
I
I go,
hire all my friends. They don't all become my friends. I find my friends and go, I will hire you because
I know. But then you don't have anyone in your life that is just there and doesn't need to be for financial, like, you know, they obviously would. I
my
know,
co-host
I know
Amy is really the one that doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's the
she's
greatest,
and she
you can tell.
checks me. She called me yesterday and checked me on something, but she's the one, even though she's my co-host.
What'd she
and-
check you on yesterday?
A girl.
What's going on?
Nothing. She was like, hey, this girl wants to go out with you. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's for me. And she was like, no, she's great. Why do you do this every time? You always do it. And I'm like, all right, I got to go. I'm going through a tunnel. She's like, there are no tunnels in L.A.
Why wasn't
Like,
the girl
I would
great? What was
never
going
want to date
on?
a guy that had to be convinced. Like,
Well,
that his
it happened to
first
me
words
yesterday.
were,
Some
"Oh,
girl
no."
wrote me, DM'd me and said, I got a perfect guy for you. His resume was amazing. And I go, can I get a picture?
Yeah.
She sent one and I go,
Sorry.
not into it. I'm so sorry. Don't tell him that. But
You
just
tried. You got excited.
I did. I was like zooming in and then you were like, but maybe it's a bad picture. And then I got another one and she's like, yeah, no. And so,
No.
you know, sometimes you just don't feel it, you know?
Are you going to do a commercial? I'm going to watch. This is awesome. This is like a museum of people that shouldn't be that good at doing commercials.
Okay.
Nikki just grabbed a commercial.
Oh,
What's this one for?
Watch
Take
me
notes,
kill
What's this
him.
one
Bobby.
for?
Bobby Bones is here, and I get intimidated
No,
doing
no, no,
radio in
I'm-
front of him because he is the best
No,
at
no, no.
radio that I know.
That's not true. Howard Stern's better, but I'm second best.
Well, you're up there with him, and I'm creeping up on
Yeah.
you. I'm trying.
You're great.
She's the female Howard
I've never
Stern.
said that she wasn't great in any way.
No, I know. You just made me feel it so
All
many
right, go
times.
ahead.
And we're back. It's You Up with Nikki Glaser. I'm here in studio with comedian Carlisle Forrester, Queen of Squirt Nation.
Squirt, squirt.
And winner of season 27 Dancing with the Stars, American Idol mentor, and radio royalty, Bobby Bones.
Not saying squirt.
Yeah, yes, then. Jackpot.
Yeah.
Bobby and we were talking before about therapy, and I love the subject. You're newly in, you're at a new therapist. You're seeing a couples counselor, but you're going alone.
Yeah.
Now, what's going on with you in relationships? Because let's just be honest, Bobby and I kind of dated. I will say that we dated. I don't even know that if you would characterize it as that.
I'll say that y'all dated as well.
Well,
Well,
you know,
two
I'll
you
go on
never
record
know.
as saying that.
2 versus 1, I lose anyway, regardless of what I say. So.
No, you have a majority vote here. It's gonna push it over the edge. How would you describe what we did?
There's
I
no
can't even get a guy to
quantifying-
admit he
No,
dated
no,
me.
no, no,
This is the problem with like everything.
I think this is unfair of you
Oh
right
my
now.
God.
Why?
Because I don't.
Oh,
the
don't
only
do
time
that.
that I date anyone is if we're dating, and it's like, to me that's we're together and we're
Oh, right.
I've told you this. That you yes.
He doesn't want any girls comparing timelines, is what that means.
Oh,
Sure. If in your mind we dated,
Oh, gross. Oh, how dare you? In your mind, we
then I'm
dated.
down.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. I've never assumed I was your girlfriend, but we were
Okay,
definitely
but to me
dating.
those
I
are
mean, you were the
synonymous.
one that
But
told the
those are
paparazzi, in
synonymous,
all
though.
fairness.
Yes, but girlfriend and dating to me is synonymous. So it's not.
Okay, well, just give me the word. Jesus Christ, Bobby. God.
Dated. It was great.
Okay. Well,
It
oh
was
my
great.
God.
It was-
Okay, so what do you say for what you did then? If you're not going to say dating, I mean that is
I don't say I don't walk
oh
around with
my
the
God.
with the,
Well,
with
you-
the chart
And
going.
see, this is what annoys me.
Yeah.
Is like you date
Why
guys.
do you have to define everything? Everything doesn't have to be defined all the time.
Well, I want to say
Did-
what we
did
did.
we
do you
go
really
out?
do you really want me to describe in detail what we did? I mean, is that better? It's simpler to say dating. People kind of
Sure.
understand what that means.
We dated.
Yes. Got it.
You heard
Got
it
it.
here.
Isolated. Run it back. Go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Um,
That'll be a ringtone.
yeah. I liked you. I fell for you on Dancing with the Stars. It was I compare it mostly to a like a traumatic like we were both in the North Tower together or something, and we were headed down the stairwell, and we were like, are we gonna survive? And I don't mean
And
to
you
be
didn't,
flippant about no,
but
I
I
didn't.
did.
You abandoned me in that stairwell.
That's not true because you saw the grind of that show. And I was doing a radio show.
No, my God,
I was doing a
you
dance
did not abandon
show.
me at all.
You just said I abandoned.
No, I was joking. Like you went on to like continue the show. I
'Cause
didn't.
you
I
won.
didn't mean emotionally.
But,
No,
But you
what
also
was
did.
what was
I
really
didn't.
cool is that you brought her back
Yeah.
to dance in the
Well,
finale.
can we just walk through this? I want to step
Yes.
back because I did not feel abandoned by you because we were dating, like hanging out. When
Hanging
I
out's
got
a good term.
eliminated, we were hanging out when I got eliminated,
Mhm.
and then they claw machined me out of that show and spit me back on the East Coast, and I had nothing to do with the show anymore. There was no hanging out with Bobby anymore. I mean, we were hanging out because we were always at the same rehearsals, and he was in LA. He didn't have any friends. He still doesn't.
I think
And,
you're making it like we were forced to hang out, though. Like we
We
actually had a
were.
really good time together.
It's called the situationship.
But we've been able to hang out since. I think we really enjoy each other's company a lot, and I respect and admire what she does as well as thinking she's hot. Whatever.
Okay.
No. Let me finish my story. I know this is your show, but don't have me as a guest and not let me talk. Thank you. And so we were put in that environment together. We would have never been in that environment together otherwise.
No.
But because we didn't just hang out because we were tied together.
No,
we
but
were
it was-
shackled together.
No, of course not. I mean, we both had dance partners who we were legitimately shackled to. So we chose to hang out together, and it was like so amazing for me to have someone on the show who I could talk real like stuff with and be freaked out with. We were both scared about the same stuff. We were both like, what are we doing on this show? I mean, the first time I met you, I just remember being like, we were both like, what are we doing? What is this? And then I remember you got up from the makeup chair, and I didn't even think anything of you at first. You sat down, and we were talking. I'm like, this guy's cute, but I was like, is he a dancer? Is he a star? And then I found out he did radio, and I was like, And then we had a fun banter, and then you got up, and I just like sensed, I was like, that guy's gonna hurt me. This isn't going to be fun. There's going to be something with him. And I remember my makeup artist going, oh, really? And I go, I just predict it. That's not over. And then it wasn't over. And then.
But don't you predict that about every guy you like? That guy's going to hurt me.
No,
it's
I
weird
don't.
as a woman.
And not
Sometimes you
hurt
can
me.
tell.
I just knew that there was going to be hurt me. We could be together forever and you would still hurt me. That's just, it was almost like there's something there
Yeah.
that something's going to happen with that. And it did. And I'm not saying that it happened because of the show, but that's obviously how we met. But yeah, we've continued to be friends and continued to date. I mean, we didn't date after the show. That's not what happened. We continued to hang out a couple times after the show. But on the show, when I was taken off, I wasn't expecting you to be like, come back and let's date.
I didn't talk in that tone, by the way. No part of me talks like that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Every impression you do of me so far over the past 30 minutes has been an odd character from Gone with the Wind. I
Okay.
don't like it.
Please, do you hear her do my southern
Yeah.
accent? Think of how I feel.
Okay, so no, I wasn't under any illusion that we were gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend after. Like, I was waiting for you to like finish that show, and then I was like, oh, maybe something will happen after that, and it did not. It did not. It did not. And
Could you just talk about the claw machining for a second, though? Because I remember that night so well. I did not think that you were going to go home the first night. And do you remember how much trouble I got into because I did not pack your bag? Like,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought
they tell you have
she-
your bag packed and put
she-
it in the trailer, so they send
she
you right on
told
an
me
airplane.
that, and I'm a good friend, and I went, nah, there's no way
Hey,
she's
good
going
for
home
you.
tonight. And then
You
so
believed in me.
I really believed in you. I thought there's no way.
I was gonna wear my Dancing with the Stars robe on Good Morning
On
America
Good Morning
'cause that's all I
America.
had.
And she comes in the trailer. It is so frantic. Everything just happened. And there's
I'm-
literally
I'm like, I can't believe I got voted off. I hate this show. It's not fair. I'm injured.
and her
And then
parents are there. Her mom's like,
I'm
I don't know,
taking
like,
off my
Julie-
leotard. My dad's just
Julie's
sitting
like,
there watching
oh
me in
my
my bra.
gosh, that was insane,
Oh,
Nikki.
and you know
Oh,
what? Those
you
judges
know,
were looking at me. They knew
they
you were
knew.
going home.
Oh, Nikki. and then all of a sudden, in all the chaos, this PA, Nikki, are you ready to go? And Nikki looks at me and she goes, Carlisle, where's my bag? I don't have it.
Yeah.
I just didn't bring it.
Yeah.
There was no way. And she's like, what? And you got into a car right then and went to New York.
Yep. And I did it. And then
And your mom and I went and packed up your
then I-
vibrator and all your
Oh
things
my God,
together.
so awkward. So, and then I went back and
I
I
really
watched
did.
and I watched from afar as Bobby Bones won every week.
I
and
did it.
Killed it.
But no one knew I was winning. My scores were often the second or third lowest,
Right.
but I was getting the people votes.
Right.
Mhm.
So that was great. But we didn't know that. So there was
Okay.
no Bobby winning every time. Now it's this story of like Seabiscuit who comes. No, everyone thought I was going to lose every week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Except me. I was like, I know he's gonna
Well, and
go.
except me, I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna lose."
Well,
Like,
I
you
know I was
like my-
waiting for you to get kicked off every week, but
Here's the reality of the entire entertainment world and spectrum. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. New York and LA are cool,
Mhm.
but they're not the whole world.
That's
I
right.
know.
And you know, whenever I went on that show, I was like, okay, so New York and LA, they're not gonna be with me. I'm from the middle of America, and those are my people, and they're gonna see me and them, and we're gonna win this thing, and I'm gonna work hard. But it's all, you know, I talked with a lot of executives and still do about a lot of shows because, like, hey, come do this show. And now they see it, they get it, right? Because they've seen data. But they were like, I don't know, you're not from New York or LA. I'm like, okay, but you're out of your mind if you think New York and LA is shaping every single rating of show or people buying books.
You
Or
winning Dancing with the Stars is you're giving the same reason why Trump won. By
Yeah.
the way.
I think there's
Good
a lot
company.
but I think there's a lot of parallel to disenfranchised people
Agreed.
going, I may or may not agree with this, but I don't agree with what's happening
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just.
And I don't compare my reality show to that. That's more the political thing.
No, of course.
But I would go out on that show and go, listen, I'm not cool. You guys know I'm not cool.
I like that you acknowledge you're not cool. I always thought that was very cool of you.
I like how confident you are. That was always refreshing to me. And not in a way of check me out. It was like, yeah, I'm good at this. That's just it, the end. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool to be around.
So why didn't you want to date me?
Why do you
did
look
you
at her
ghost
every
me?
time? This is,
Because I can't look
Now,
you in the eyes.
I know,
because
no, this is
can't-
what's
it's-
happening. For those
because
that
it's
can't see what's
intimidating.
happening, Nikki and I are sitting beside each other. If we were on
I
a
gotta
picnic
gloss
table,
up.
we'd be sitting on the same side of the picnic table. So it's often hard to look at the person you're sitting next
Okay,
to. But
Bobby.
we have well, hold on a second. We have turny chairs, and we can actually turn and look at each other. But anytime Nikki's gonna reflect at all about the time that we were hanging out / dating / whatever we were doing, she looks at Carlisle when she talks to me. And I can see it coming because you lock eyes with her about 5 seconds before you get to the question.
Bobby, it's
Thank
because
you.
I
Now
don't.
you're looking
I'm
at me.
scared of.
Why would you be scared?
Because it's not easy to confront a guy who ghosted you.
There's no ghosting.
Oh, how dare you!
I'm here right now.
No.
Go you a ghost you
Bobby.
never hear from again.
Okay, that's true. Okay,
Yeah.
you what's less than a ghost then?
a
What's-
slow fade out.
Yeah, you slow faded me.
But I don't think I slow faded you. I just slow fade life.
Okay, so it wasn't me.
Of course not. Because if I slow fade and I don't do that, then I would stay
did.
I would stay faded.
Okay, but I understand that, but you only got back in because you reached out and were like, "I'm sorry that I did that."
I was like, "Oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that." Because I would still like watch your Instagram stories and be like, "Why am I not talking with her? She's awesome." And I would be like, "Oh, you're such a douche." You kind of faded away, not purposefully, but then you would go, "Let me be conscious of my actions. Hey, I'm really sorry about that." And can we still like be cool and friends? And I'm
No, and I hate that I still want to be friends with you.
But I was pretty transparent that I screwed up. I shouldn't do that. I wish I hadn't done that. Can we still be friends? Because I think people that may hear you and be like, I'm Nikki, look at me, I'm over the top, yeah. But
I don't care for that
But-
opinion either.
but
That was worse than mine.
you really are it's like a wonderful human. You are
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
And don't go, yeah, let me have a minute here. You don't have to like compliment you while I'm complimenting you. That's a good thing about humility. When other people are doing it, you do get uncomfortable. Just sit back because I
Okay.
get uncomfortable
Okay.
too. but you really are a great person. And I go, why would I cut somebody great out of my life? I shouldn't have had whatever happened. I go away and do shows, and I tend to do that with even my closest friends. And so I was like, you know what? I need to send her a text. As I had talked about earlier, if you're conscious of your shortcomings, people will forgive you easily if you admit to them. The hardest thing is admitting to them, and even publicly. And so I was like, Nikki, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. Can we please still be cool and be friends? And I think you're awesome. And then we were. And then I came out to Vegas and watched your show. And then it was, I am fascinated with you as a person. I told you, the funniest person I ever met.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in the entertainment industry, as males and females, we feel this energy between each other, and we think it means we have to fuck. Maybe it just means y'all have good chemistry and you need to do like a podcast together. You know what I mean? It just what makes the radio show good.
But if you get turned on around someone, then I don't get
then
turned on.
Then you bang it out, and then the tension's gone.
We did not bang it out, by the way. There was no banging out, but
maybe that's what needs to happen to let the tension out.
Get it? Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
What are you doing after this?
Going to breakfast with Sharna.
Oh my God, I love it. It's hard for me because I wanted to hate you so much because I felt so just like, how could you? Because I thought that we were we had a really good friendship, like a really close, like I felt like we both shared so much. And then all of a sudden you just get that sense, you know what? It was hurtful because my friend, this guy that I had spent a lot of hours talking to and getting to know, suddenly just decided it wasn't like, he didn't want to talk anymore.
That's not exactly true.
Well, that's how it felt.
And that's why I was like, hey, not cool. I hope it didn't feel this way. I didn't mean it that way, but I see where it totally could have been understood as that, and I'm really sorry.
Well, thank you.
And that's where I came in. I'm not sorry right now. I was sorry then.
Oh.
No, I'm still sorry. I'm not newly sorry is my point.
Right.
I still feel the same. I should have
continuing.
But this is a common thread in my life with friends is that I go, oh, crap, I got to go and shoot. I got to go to D.C. to shoot for 7 days. And nobody hears from me.
Right.
And they're like, hey, yo, you're a human in my life. Where have you been?
Right.
So.
And then you hire them.
And then I hire them to shut up and stop complaining.
You did the roast.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, Saturday night?
Yep.
Some big people on the dais. Mm-hmm. Were they like how you thought they would be? Like Alec Baldwin?
Better than I thought he would be.
What were you expecting?
I mean, I've done Match Game before, which he hosts, and he was very nice, but he wasn't like interested in getting to know me or anything, but not, didn't do that for really any, like he was great, but it wasn't like, I didn't leave being like, he knows who, if someone were to come up to him and be like, what do you think of Nikki Glaser? He'd be like, who? You know what I mean? Like, it would be that kind of thing. And not because he isn't a nice person, it's just like, he's just there for a job. Just like I don't know these guys' names.
That's not Jeff, that's Dave, and that's Danny.
Did he get any of those right? Jeff, Dave, Danny? Okay. And I saw Alec on the red carpet, and
better looking in person?
Me. Oh my God,
he's a handsome dude.
He's so handsome, man. I read all these jokes about him looking like a fat piece of shit and a bloated bowling pin and a Russian nesting doll of his brother's. And
those are better than the jokes I wrote.
Yeah, definitely. They almost made the cut, whereas yours didn't even really get read until
today. They made a cut all right.
Mm-hmm. And at some point you read your jokes and you just go, okay, well, I'm going to go to the next email. You did write me some good jokes.
Yeah, and one got on. That was really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Which one did you write? Chris Red looks like a 9-year-old who found $1,000 on the sidewalk.
And it was a hit.
Yeah.
You did change the number.
Yeah, I made it a funnier amount of money. So,
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, he pulled me over on he interrupted one of my interviews and goes, is there a camera on you right now? Is there a camera? Because he wanted to like get footage of him pretty much endorsing me. But he's like, do you know where I found you? Because he had to approve everyone on the roast. Whereas all the other roasts I've done, Rob Lowe, Bruce Willis, I think that they were like, hey, is this girl fine? And they were like, yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah.
They trusted Comedy Central to put me on. But Alec wanted to like actually look at every person. And he saw me, he was like, do you know where I found you? And I was like, on the show of yours that I've done twice. He goes, I discovered you on Hiking with Kevin. So Kevin Nealon's hiking show that I did.
Yeah, I love that.
And I
show.
remember doing it kind of being like, what is this? is anyone going to see this? It's fun. I love Kevin. I want to do it. But, like, you don't know these little things that you do, what they will turn into. And I got the roast of Alec Baldwin because I went hiking with Kevin, which I was glad to do anyway. But you just never know. So say yes to everything. Say yes to the dress. And so then he was very nice. And he kept coming up to me during the roast. Because he goes, where are you from? Tell me, where are you from? And I was like, oh, I live in New York. He's like, no. Because he's New York.
Yeah.
No. And are you married? Married boyfriend? And I was like, single. And he goes, no. And I go, Alec. And he goes, oh, this is, okay. Well, we need to fix this. And I go, tell everyone. I was like, set me up, Alex, set me up.
Yeah.
And then he comes over. I'm talking to Blake.
It's so funny when people are that dramatic in person. And you're like, this is why you're an amazing actor. Like, just to react. I never react like that. Like, Samantha Bee was really good at it, too. She'd always go,
Yeah.
it's like this. It's a trained skill.
That is totally Alec Baldwin. Yeah,
And
that is true.
He did it throughout the whole
He's
thing,
so
too.
good. Oh my God, he's so captivating. But anyway, he came up. So I was sitting there.
Good listeners.
During or at least they look like they're good listeners.
Yeah.
Which is half of listening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
Soup?
he comes up. So
Soupy?
I'm sitting
Soupy?
in between. You can't do a callback to something that's not going to be
No, of
on
course
the show.
not. Yeah.
So I'm sitting during commercial break, and I'm talking to Blake Griffin and I think Chris Redd and maybe Jeff Ross, and they're all sitting on. So there's the podium, and there's me, Blake Griffin, Jeff Ross, Chris Redd, Ken Jeong. Then it's on this side it's Alec Baldwin, Robert De Niro, Caitlyn Jenner, Adam Carolla, Caroline Ray. And he comes over and he's watching me talk to Jeff Ross and Chris Redd and Blake Griffin. He goes, Nikki, you're single? You're single, right? And I'm like, oh, thanks, Alec, for the assist. Like, let's kick this off. And I was like, yes, I am. And he goes, by the way, just don't fuck anyone on this side of the podium. You know that, right? Don't fuck anyone on this side of the podium. It's all about this side of the podium.
Meanwhile, that side is not that attractive.
Well, he's
they
just
were
saying, like,
45 years ago.
those are the successful. These are the ones with the fucking money. Because
Like,
he's
I
thinking.
agree. The
I'm just
joke
saying
is funny on its
It
own.
was such a funny way to like categorize the room of being like this side.
But he was
this
really
side.
just going, fuck
then-
Robert De Niro.
So then Blake
That's
goes-
what he was saying.
Blake goes, what was that? And I was like, I don't know. And he goes, does that mean does Robert De Niro want to fuck you? I was like, either that or Caitlyn Jenner. And then at that moment, Caitlyn walks over, and she's had a couple like drinks at this point. And so at the beginning of the roast, she was very just like, nice to meet you, like very like pleasant, but not like super nice. But we had a conversation right before this where she kind of like, she goes, you were on Dancing with the Stars? You got voted first off Dancing with the Stars? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. And I go, I know, Caitlyn, it was awful. And she goes, oh, no. That is now, Rob did Dancing with the Stars. And he got second. And I was like, no way. And she was like, I know. He was supposed to be very bad, but I went to every show, and he lost. He should have won. But there was the man that won that year had many burns on his face, so it wasn't his year to win. But he should have won. Now Kim, I think she got fourth. She was telling me about all of her children talking about them as if I don't know that these. And I go, I watched Kim on Dancing with the Stars.
Kim.
I go, I did Dancing with the Stars because Kim is a notoriously bad dancer. On one episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Prince brought her on stage, and she like was expected to dance a little bit, and she was like horrified by it. I remember she was so humiliated, and I felt so bad for her in that episode because I related so much. Like if I had to dance in front of a stadium of people, I just loved her for being so insecure about dancing because I also am. And so I said, I watched Kim on Dancing with the Stars, and she was amazing, and she was one of the reasons I did it. And she was like, oh no, Rob was the one to watch. You need to watch Rob. Go watch Rob on Dance. She goes, go to YouTube.com, type in
YouTube.com.
Robert Kardashian.
Yeah.
And Dancing with the Stars. Like, she was explaining to me like a 70-year-old woman would explain, like my grandma would explain how to. It was so sweet. You could just tell she was like a really good mom, just so proud. And I go, we gotta get Rob dancing again. Because, you know, Rob is like the one everyone's like, come on, Rob, come out of your hole. And I'm like, he needs to dance again, Caitlin. And so right after he goes, don't fuck anyone on this side of the podium. And Blake Griffin goes, I think does Robert De Niro want to fuck you? And I'm like, either that or Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn goes, hey, Cal, how's it going? And just slides next to me. And it was so perfect timing. She was so funny, but she was just like, she was so lovely. I had the best time with her. I had the best time with Alec Baldwin, and Ken Jeong was the best too.
Yeah, he's the nicest.
And Caroline Ray. Caroline was like...
No one was really disappointing. No one was disappointing.
No one was disappointing. It wasn't
Has
like...
that ever happened on any roast that you've ever done?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Who?
I will...
How about this? How were they disappointing?
I thought Martha Stewart was going to be, like, you think she's going to be a bitch.
Oh.
You were like, oh, she looks like a bitch on the outside. That's what probably people say about her, and she seems cold and heartless. And, she just wasn't nice. You know, like, I just expected her to be, like just smile at me or
Part
something.
of it, do you respect her, though, being, like, a boss bitch?
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I'm scared to death of her. I'm scared that I even just said this and it might get back to her.
Yeah.
She could destroy me.
No, she cannot.
Yes, she could. Yes, she could.
How?
You don't understand. That's why people don't come out with stories about powerful people in any way, because they have connections that they can make a call and be like, hey, can you never make a movie with this girl, because I'll never put my product in your, like.
Did you do that to me? Is that what's going on with my career?
What?
Did you do that to me?
I don't have to do that. The jokes speak for themselves.
Okay, that's good, boys. We got it.
That's a wrap. Hey guys, you just watched a clip from my radio show, You Up with Nikki Glaser, that you can hear every morning on Comedy Central Radio, SiriusXM channel 95, 10 to 12 Eastern. And you can check out a clip here on YouTube every Tuesday.
Or check out my podcast.
No!